handy to carry a spare tube, or you can carry a patch kit. But to get a tire off, you need what is called tire irons. You have to have at least 2 of them. These pop together, and that's to take the tire off the rim. As you can see now, my tire is, oh dear, very flat. So the first thing you want to do when you have a flat tire is take the wheel off the frame of the bike so you can fix the tire. And to get the wheel off, you have to loosen the brakes. And there's a little mechanism that's a wire that you have to pop out so the brake is loose. Otherwise it'll be too tight and you can't get the brake past the tire. So this pops in and then you can pop it out on these kinds of brakes. There's a disc brake on newer bikes and I'm not sure how that works. But that's the first thing you have to do. Then the next thing, you can turn your bike upside down and put it so that the bike is on the seat and the handlebars balancing. So now you're ready to take the bike wheel off of the frame. There's a quick release if you're lucky enough to have it. Otherwise you need a wrench. But if you have a quick release, it's a little lever and you flip it up and you turn it a couple times to loosen the bolt that goes through the axle. And then now that it should be pretty loose, there's a chain on this back wheel, and you should just pull it up, and the derailleur should move out of the way. You pretty much pull it straight up, and the derailleur will just move out of the way. So now you've got a tire, and you need your tire irons. These will help you with taking the tire off of the rim. So they have a little hook on them. Whoops. Stay in there. And you just start somewhere. Make sure you don't pinch the inner tube and just move around. You can adjust these, but you just go around and you're loosening the tire. And once you get it loose enough, you can just go all the way around with this little tire iron, and you've got one side loose. Sometimes you don't really have to, you're not going to take the whole tire off. So, but you need to get the inner tube out of the tire. So you push on the stem and then you can take the inner tube out. The next step, a lot of people don't think about, but you want to know what caused the flat. So be careful, because it could be glass, and then you come out with a bloody bunch of fingers if you found the glass. So you want to look to see, you can usually see maybe it's a thorn, a piece of glass, a rock. If you have really old tires that are thin, you need to get a new tire. Another cause of a flat is if you don't have enough air in the tire, you hit a curb and it'll pinch the inner tube on the inside. And another common reason you get a flat is if the air goes down and the air goes up, you put some more air in, you might get the stem crooked. So sometimes there's a hole near the stem in the tire. So you can either just get rid of this tire because it's flat somewhere. They cost about $3 or $4. You have your spare, and a lot of people do that, or they put their spare on and then they'll fix this tire later. One easy way to figure out where your hole is in the tire is pump air in the tire up, and then you can either put it in a bathtub and see where the bubbles are coming out, or sometimes if it doesn't seat, it doesn't go in. So sometimes just playing around with it, make sure it's going in. So you can blow if you're on the road and you have a little spare pump, what you can do is blow it up enough and then put it up against your cheek. You can hear and you can feel the air going out and find out where your flat is. So if I have air there then I would prepare to fix the hole. You want just about the right amount of air in it. You don't want it too stretched. You don't want it overinflated when you're putting a patch on. You just want it to be about the normal size when you're putting a patch on. So these little patch kits, they have pre-stick patches in them. To clean the tire, you have a little piece of sandpaper. So remember, I felt the air right there, and so I would clean an area with the sandpaper about the circumference of like a silver dollar or maybe a quarter. And so I'm cleaning with my little sandpaper. And then it's easy. You have to remember where your area was. And these are little tiny patches. You just pull one off and you peel it and you put it on your area. This one has a patch. You can't see it, but it's a little square. It's clear. So it's already been patched there. So then you push down, make sure that you're getting the edges all the way down and that you don't put your hand on the sticky part. So you've got your patch done. This one didn't have a true leak. So, so putting the tire back on, you need to deflate it a little bit. Just enough to get it back on. So you've got your tire patched. It's all good to go. You can test it again by blowing air up in it and then seeing if there's any other leaks or if it's going to hold air. That's probably a good step. So you don't get the tire back on. So you put it through the stem first. And if there's too much air, you can always let a little air out with your finger or with the cap. Sometimes there's a little pokey thing on the cap that helps you let the air out. So you want to get the stem straight. Start with the stem, and then you're going to have, so you have to have the tire cap on. So the tire has to be on at least one side first. It's a little bit messy. My hands are already full of black stuff. So yeah, put your tire on like that, and then pull it away just a little bit where the stem is, or it has to be pulled away on one side. So you got the tire loose on one side, but it's inside the rim on the other. And then you find your stem hole in the rim and put that in. And then you're weaving the tire back in. You want it to be not twisted. You don't want it to be like twisted. So you're just going around and putting the tire in, making sure your back isn't getting injured. I'm leaning over so much, and see my stem is crooked now. It's not going in the very good. It's going this way. It should be straight. So I need to adjust that by just smushing the whole tire. I can shift back and forth this way. So like this. See how the stem moves? So now the stem is in the right place. And now you can sometimes just put the tire on almost without, depending on how tight the tire is. You start from the stem, because you want to make sure that stem's in the right place. And you just push down. Which you probably have to stand up. Push down all the way around. And the final, you want to make sure you're not pinching. Push the tire in so the last part doesn't pinch the tire, because you can poke a hole in the inner tube. So this part you just have to start muscling it a little bit without pinching the inner tube. And if you can't completely get it on, you can grab this carefully putting the last bit in. So you got it all put back together. Not too bad. You always check your stem again, because you can shift it still a little bit and squeeze it all the way around, so you know that the inner tube is all the way inside. So now you can put the tire back on, or you can put the air in, but it's probably easier to put the tire on the bike